car. By scratching into the big weekend every year, Steve. Then we've got the 275 car of Chris Hayton, alongside him the combination of the 31 192, Ken Marriott, which is actually the National Hot Rod Lab. Star, headline in Bristol this year. 121 alongside him in car. Definitely the Hot Rod Lab. Moving on back to number 6, the great Polka, which is Anglia here. Alongside him, always a fast finish, look out for him towards the end of the race today. The 20 James Bride. Top 4 is next Saturday. It's top slope. We've got number 8, Deadly Dan, Sharon Owen. Takes the car there. Great place. Behind him, unbeaten so far this year. 5 wins out of 5. 198 Jonah, and Stewart, the point champion. Patrick at Wimbledon in round 1. And both of them clear on Easter Monday aboard. The final declared on the boys. At the back of the field, 2 novices. James Brown, 1 novices. Down over the star. And alongside the great line.
So we thought we would just give Dave Goddard the opportunity to do the introductions to this, the first heat of the evening for the Classic Hot Rods here on Classic Hot Rod Television. And as we saw before, 58 Steve Lumley leading them around, the first of the drivers tonight. There's 275 Chris Caton and 31 Steve Gooding. They are our yellow-topped B-grade drivers this evening racing. And coming around again. Don't forget, these guys will be going on their warm-up lap fairly shortly. There's 192 Ken Marriott, 121 Charlie Shambry. Steve Lumley into picture again. built to his own spec. With 5 laps to go for Steve Lumley in this 20-lap heat. Very different complexion on the race than what we've had so far this season. Those two are one way ahead. Ray Harding doing well, 31 Steve Gooding impressive in third, and then comes 198 Steve Andy Stewart. 3 to go. Stewart again into picture. A long way off the pace. In stark contrast to what he's enjoyed so far this season. Lumley on his way with 2.75. Chris Caton having done his best to try and reel in the distance, but Lumley on his last lap, having led from the whites, he's led all the way in this 20-lap event, and 58 Steve Lumley, the former circuit racer, wins the first heat of the night ahead of 2.75 Chris Caton. Some distance back, and 198 Andy Stewart is third ahead of 31 Steve Gooding, 121 Charlie Shembry, 20 Dave Fry, 144 Tim Foxlow, and number 8 Daz Owen, and number 6 Graham Fulker. So the meeting race gets underway, first time of asking, without the obligatory warm-up lap, and a very different complexion to the race than what we've been accustomed to with the charge of the Reds. This time it was the charge of the man from the Whites, and Lumley, although it looked like Caton was going to threaten that lead, it was a competent, incredible drive from a man with plenty of racing experience in a top spec car. Well done to 58 Steve Lumley.